All right, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to God's gift to his word and to another episode. Of course, the episode is cuffing season, and we are going to be talking about our topic, HUBSON. And I have my amazing co-host, which is Pastor Jay. Tell everybody hi, Pastor Jay.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's glad to be back. We ready to just get it going, as a young kid say, get it cracking.
Yeah, so we're going to jump in here right now and talk about this. But before we do, we have some featured sponsors today. And our very first sponsor is a book by my very own friend, Pastor Jay. And he has Word of Wisdom. That's the name of his book. It's 80 Encouraging Words. And it's from him for 2025. So he'll talk about that later. But I'm so excited that he has his own book. So you guys can check it out and he'll tell you about it in just a little bit. And our other sponsor, oh, there's this.
That's the book. Yeah, this is the book. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I thought I sneaked that in on you. There's the book. Go ahead.
No, that's no shade. That is his book, and he like I said before, we'll be talking a little bit more about that. But the other featured sponsor, of course, is tea, because we do tea, we do milk, we do all those things. So today I have pineapple tea. It's the Secret Garden organic pineapple green tea. And Pastor Jay is always saying some of these teas don't exist, but they do, and they're not fake. But that's one of them. And the other one, of course, is my book, The Gift of Find God's Love, Guilt and Shame Turned into My Shine. So we have our three sponsors for today. And Pastor Jay, of course, he'll come back and talk about his book a little bit later in the show. But we are talking about HUBSON, so we're going to jump right into it. Okay, Pastor Jay, let's get into this juicy topic.
Yes, this is one of those topics whereas I would encourage you ladies to let your men, whether they're your husbands or your boyfriends or your fiance or just your sneaky link, listen to this because a lot of times you can't say what I'm about to say, and it may be controversial, confrontational, but it's true. We're not talking about a subject matter that's not true. And being a pastor and a counselor, I see this often amongst women and men's relationships too often, uh, that it's become something that we need to deal with, and it's called HUBSON. Uh, it piggies back on the blood in the water. You need to go listen to that when you women are connecting yourself with men who are willing to take advantage of you. And really, the HUBSON is one aspect of that guy who's willing to take advantage of you. And think about the definition, HUBSON.
Mm.
You as a woman, T, just by me saying that, what it would be your definition? I say HUBSON.
I would think of a husband and a child at the same time.
Hmm. It's a husband and child. And and
Mhm.
and in my dealings with women, I hear this uh, description. I have a child. We have a child, but my husband is like a child. So instead of having one son, I have two sons. Instead of having a daughter, I have a daughter and a son. Now you may ask me, what describes a HUBSON? Well, think about it. The child that's a man is a husband, but just like a child, he still deals in childish ways. He
Mhm.
doesn't understand what the word of God, which is true. He said, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I moved as a child, did as a child. But when I became a man, I put away those childish things. They are physically mature, but they're mentally, emotionally, and a lot of times financially insecure and immature. And these hubsons tend to be a burden on uh, their wife or their girlfriend because she did not bargain to have a son. And yet, sometimes in the beginning, especially with the blood in the water, there are signs that he's a hubson. And I found that a lot of women have complained about hubsons, but the way they behave towards them, it's almost as if they prefer that way. It's just that they couldn't calculate how much the hubson would cost them financially and emotionally.
Right.
They were able to control it because, just like a child, when you spoil a child when they're two, that plays on to them wanting more and more and more, and a lot more expensive things as they get older, and they will out what they want will outpace your wealth or your resources. So same thing with the HUBSON. It may start with simple things, you know, but then move to more advanced things. And if you're married to him, um, you know it. You can't trust him with your money. You can't trust him to pay the bills. He always looks after himself first and feels that he must have these spaces and places where he can be a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's you have to take care of the children, you have to provide, but he thinks that because he goes to work and comes home, he can disconnect and play video games all night, you know, without taking care of anything or taking very care of very little. And once you grow, once a woman is in that environment and begins to accept that environment because she didn't fully vet during the blood and the water period. Okay. Now she has his HUBSON, and his HUBSON is really running her ragged because it's hard to take care of a 40, 35, 50-year-old man child who does nothing but look after themselves and want to take care of themselves. And the HUBSON is smart because they're not going, some of them are not going to totally just be about themselves, but what they give in comparison to you is bare minimum, and they get you to accept that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that you've had experience with a HUBSON in a different kind of way, but tell us about
Yeah.
some of the things you've seen in HUBSONs.
Well, I think one of the things that is so annoying for me, because I did have someone who I was married to, and one of the things that a HUBSON that I found out, as you let me know what a HUBSON is to have a grown man that has a temper tantrum in the store or at a restaurant. See, I found myself covering, and Pastor Jay will talk about cloak and cover later, but covering for the behavior. So, say for example, you go to Sam's, you're walking, you're doing whatever, and this gentleman happens to bump into, at the time, husband. So here he goes, get it. Oh, you step on my shoe, man, and all. It's not that big of a deal. Dude could just say sorry, and move on. Now he wants to fight. Fisticuff in Sam's. What are we doing right now? And cussing and doing the most, and then the other person saying, wow, that's a great example in front of your kids. I'll show you a great example. You want to go outside? Like the amount of covering you have to do, and hurry up and shuffle him somewhere else so he can go de-escalate somewhere else. The embarrassment and the exhaustion and the mental capacity and acrobatics you have to do in your head to figure out, are we done shopping? Do we have to get out of here? It's anything you're doing. If you're driving, he's jumping out of the car to go and attack people. It's not normal. You really, when you're talking about a child, these are things that sometimes even teenagers wouldn't do. But the juvenile in the mind and the whole selfish, narcissistic abilities and attitudes that he has, it is disrupting to your peace, and you're trying to just navigate some things. It's exhausting.
Yeah, and you know what I think about what you just said. What we just noticed is the HUBSON has tendencies of narcissism, really,
Mm-hmm.
really all about them and not about the
Right.
family. Whereas his main focus is always proving his manhood. He's emotionally insecure. He has a
Mm-hmm.
low emotional IQ. He's
Right.
always trying to prove himself to be worthy, just like a son would. He's always trying to swell up. He gets hurt easy. He looks forward to even manipulating you with that pain to where you
Mm-hmm.
begin to treat him like a little baby, and you begin to, you know, lick his wounds or kiss his knee. And I mean figuratively. I mean, you begin to, every time he catches sneezes, you catch the cold, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
and there's no end to that. And at first, when I see a lot of women, they think it's cute.
No.
They think it's cute. And when they get together, at first it's cute. And then it becomes obvious that this is who they are. They want to be totally dependent upon their spouse. They want another mother, but they would fight you if you said that to them because they idolize their mother. One thing about a HUBSON, he has an unhealthy relationship with his mom.
Very true.
He has an unhealthy relationship with his mom sometimes. And what happens is he wants you in a strange kind of way to take care of him in the way his mother would. And there's always a comparison or adversarial position between you, the wife, and the mom. So those things are what we see in a HUBSON. We see this emotional insecurity and this sensitivity to every little thing, and every little thing challenges their manhood, just like a teenage boy, you know. Teenage boy. Hold on, can you hear that construction outside? Closing the door.
No, I can't hear it.
Okay, so that didn't mess anything up, did I?
No, you did it.
Okay, so I just closed the door. So what we have is the HUBSON overreacting to almost everything, and then underreacting to the things that's important. For instance, you break his video game by accident because you were cleaning up and you had them all laying around. He's gonna blow up about that. But he's not gonna blow up the fact that he spent the electrical bill money. He's not gonna blow up the fact that he didn't listen to you because you were more knowledgeable in something. And he's always trying to prove his manhood, but again, fall back on the fact that you're going to accept whatever he does and completely take that and move in a way that lets him stay that way. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not as if he doesn't know what he's doing. Subconsciously, he may not. But I found out with a lot of these HUBSONs, they know what they're doing. They want the woman to take care of them. They want the woman to coddle them. They want the woman to do everything for them. And then they jump in and out of manhood when they want to. Right?
And see, yeah. And see, when you said that, earlier when you were saying an unhealthy relationship with his mother, and sometimes it's not just the ones that they love their mother and they adore them, right? That's unhealthy in some ways where they go too far. But then when you were talking about the way they want you as a woman to take care of them like their mom would, for the situation I was going through, he didn't have a good relationship with his mother. In fact, he couldn't stand his mother. Would have people come and beat up his mother. So I know you've talked about this before. If you look at how a man loves or doesn't like his mother, that's the kind of relationship they will have with you. So him not liking his mother and really detesting her and wanting me to do the things that she didn't do, but still hate and loathe her, he hated and loathed me. So it didn't really help the situation that you can't stand your mother or what she did, and you're trying to do that to every single woman that comes in that person's life. And specifically for him, he would be being abusive to them anyway, because it's something that he hasn't dealt with in himself. And whatever abandonment issue, whatever it is, the mental attitude and the behaviors that he's been doing that have been existing for so long. And you said that they may not understand. Sometimes on a level they don't, but cognitively, if they've been doing this for like 20 plus years and they're in their 50s, they absolutely know what they're doing. And because they've been allowed to do it for so long, and it's been tolerated by all the different people that have been in their life, and nobody's put his foot down and stop, say, I'm not doing this. I'm not sticking around with you in this foolishness. I'm out of here. Because people stayed, then they just say, well, you know what? The next person, I'll just continue to do it, because that's a pattern of behavior that they've learned to do over years, and they're going to continue to do it. And nobody's going to stop it. Just get another woman and do it to her.
Well, you know, again, there's a group of women out here who in one way actually foster a HUBSON man. I mean, he knows he can find another one who will come behind you and he'll say, she wouldn't let me be a man. And then she'll say, well, I'm going to be different. Well, no, you're not going to be different, because you're going to fall right into place, buying him, taking care of him, doing everything for him, but you'll find yourself getting little in exchange. Well, HUBSON thinks the fact that he's there is the gift. I'll say that again. The fact that he's there, physically there, he walks in the house and he's there, is the gift to you. Forget about helping you take care of the children. Forget about sacrificing for you, as the Bible say. You know, if we go by the Bible, Ephesians chapter 5 talks about husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church, where he sacrificed, sanctified, and set her apart and secures her. That's not on his agenda. He's looking at it, wives, love your husbands as Christ loved the church, and you're supposed to sanctify, set him apart, and make him feel secure so he can show off to his friends that he's moving you in a way that you'll do anything, even go against your conscience and your better judgment. Now, the HUBSON at times will want to so-called step up, but you've learned over the years that you can't trust them. You know, the best you can trust them with is taking out the trash. You know, the best you can trust them. You can't trust them with the deep things and the complex things of running a household, because they've never been taught that. And a lot of times what I see in these HUBSONs is they put their mothers, in most cases, they put their mothers before their wives. And what I see is these mothers have created these HUBSONs. These mothers have not told their sons that when you get married, your wife is first. All right. Your wife is first. Your wife comes first. I'm not going to go against what she decides and you decide. But the HUBSON relies on that friction that he creates between the wife and the mother to stay a son. To stay a son. Ladies, you know. You might not want to say it to them. So that's why you need to play it to them, play this to them and leave the room, because they don't, you know, that if you ever came up to them and said that there was a HUBSON and that they are costing you financially, emotionally, and spiritually because of their immaturity, you'd have a fight in your hand. And it doesn't mean that you don't love them. It's just that their neediness, their sonness outpaces what you expect out of an adult male, a mature adult.
That's fact.
It just outpaces that. And what I see is that women get into this, some knowingly, some unknowingly, but all of them, whether they know or don't know, or it just comes as gradually, they get frustrated.
Yes.
They get frustrated because they're taking care, as they say, they're doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. And it's true.
They're doing all the heavy lifting while he's enjoying himself being a child, a man child. You know, so
it's so frustrating, Pastor Jay. That's a very frustrating place to be, to have someone that they are in the adult look, they have the adult stature, but the mind is that of a juvenile. And then it's almost, for me, I'm just going to talk about me. You know, I realized I started treating him like a son because I was like, why are you acting like a child? You ask the question because in your mind, you're trying to make sense. Like, why are you knowingly doing something that I know my son would do? You're acting like you're 16. No, you are. Oh, you try to be my mom. I'm not trying to nag you, but there's some things that should be simple to an adult male, to an adult woman that you know to do. Why am I having to tell you there's certain things that people shouldn't have to tell other adults because they know. You know to pay a certain bill. You know, if you can't pay the bill, call, make a payment arrangement. There are certain things that you know to do. And for you to have to go behind someone like, how come you didn't take care of that? If you didn't have enough money, call, make a payment arrangement, do whatever. Oh, you're trying to tell me what to do. I'm asking why you're not doing it. And now that I'm saying it, now I appear to be the nag. No, I'm asking and you're not doing it.
Right.
You know?
And think about it. That's the way your 16-year-old son is. When you try to correct them, and when you try to direct them, when you try to instruct them, they do the pushback as if you're challenging their manhood. But I'm challenging your manhood because this needs to be done. This needs to be done efficiently.
Right.
This needs to be done because it's needed in the family. This needs to be done so we can be secure. Okay. The HUBSON doesn't necessarily worry about your security. He's more so worried about his manhood and his fun. So when you begin to direct him, instruct him, and ask questions, he gets what? Offended. Right?
Yes.
He gets offended. No matter what he does, no matter what you say, if you question him, he gets offended. And once he gets offended, now he's pouting. All right. And now you're dealing with a grown man pouting. All right. He gonna go down to his man cave. He gonna go out with his friends because you asked a simple question: did you pay the car note? Now, if you've been doing it regular, why not just say, yeah? And she could probably trust you and realize that you did it. But because you've been sporadic, or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you've done some other things with money that was given to you, and I'm using that as an example, we can use many more, then
Right.
she has the right to question you. Did you take care of this vital business for the household? Or did you decide to go buy another game? Did you decide to go out to the bar? Did you decide to buy tickets or something? And what they'll say is sometimes they'll include you on what they want to do to seem as if they did it for you. Oh yeah, I bought some tickets to the baseball game for us.
No, you don't like
Well,
baseball. Like
we don't
what?
even like baseball. So that wasn't for us, that was for you. All right.
Right.
So uh, what I can envision is over time, and I see this, the woman gets frustrated. She gets
Mm-hmm.
angry. She doesn't know what to do because he's still not your child.
Yeah.
He's not your 16-year-old son growing up. He's your 40, 50, 30-year-old man who's continued to act like a little boy when it comes to important decisions in the household.
Yes.
And you can't trust. And see, this is the thing. You can't even have an intelligent conversation because they also are on the wish list all the time of what they're becoming and not never comfortable in who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again. They always got schemes and plans that are simply outrageous. But you better not say that. You better find a way to softly tell them, well, that don't make sense. Did you really think it through, darling, baby? Did you really think about what you're saying? You know, what you're saying, if it goes wrong, what are the contingency plans? Well, you don't believe in me. Okay. Ain't that,
Yes.
ain't that what somebody said to you? You don't, Mom, you don't believe in me. Son, I'm asking you some questions about what you said. It's not about
Right.
me not believing in you. It's
Yeah.
about me wanting you to think it through. See,
And it's not
they
making
don't
sense
live,
what you're saying.
yeah, a hub son only lives in the moment of satisfaction.
Yeah.
And when stuff go wrong, they put their head down and knowing that you're segue going to cover it.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads us into cloak and cover.
Which I'm glad we are switching the page and turning a little bit, because I was wondering before we get all the way over there,
Mm-hmm.
do you think, Pastor Jay, that some of these hub sons, before they even become hub sons, they are those wolves out there?
Yeah, it kind of works together. It just depends on their mode. Yeah, it depends on their mode. Yeah, they are the wolves, the sharks, the chameleons, because
Yeah.
they're not going to show that they're a
Mm,
hub son up front. They're going
right.
to put on the bravado. And you know what I found out with hub sons? They have over the top bravado
Yeah, that's,
in the
you
beginning.
know, that if that's over the top, then that means in their mind, you had said this before, and another thing, that they're mental midgets.
Yeah, they want to be taller than they are. They want to be stronger than they are. They talk about the women they conquered. All of that to impress. They're all about impressions.
Yeah.
All right. And excuse me. I know you've been on. Think about it. You've been on some dates where the guy
Yes.
just there and all the time, all he did was try to impress you instead of talking to you about you and things. All they're doing is talk about themselves
And all the stuff that they have, and all
and
the stuff that they're doing.
all the stuff they have, all the stuff they're doing. And you
Yeah.
mess around and get with somebody like that, you'll find out all the stuff they have and all the stuff they're doing is to lure you in a position to take care of all the stuff they have and all the stuff they're doing, and you foot in the bill.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah, it
crazy
begins to
because,
turn.
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing too, Pastor Jay. Whenever you talk about cloak and cover and the different types of people, the different types of men, because we know that there's certain type of men, and then we also know that there's these beta males that try to act like these regular masculine men, but we've already talked about always trying to do other things to show and to prove who they are, how masculine they are, and that as the wife, you're gonna listen to me, woman, because I'm the man. Like,
Yeah. It's yeah, the HUBSON is the one that's gonna always make these declarations about how much man they are. And that they
Yeah.
need to listen to them. But you haven't proven yourself worthy. See, again,
Right.
they think they're worthy because just they're there. They're physically in the room.
Hmm.
And that's a beta male. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the male that's looking for direction from the female, but tries to pretend amongst men, alphas, that they're one of them, but they don't have the demeanor or the what we say, what did you say? The Renaissance man. They
Yes.
don't have the well-roundedness to present
Yeah.
themselves in that way because they're always, hey, 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 look at me, look at me,
Look at me. Look at me.
look at me, pay attention to me, and
Yeah.
then and when their wives sense that there is some kind of slight amongst the men that they hang around, here she come. Here she come, defending her son.
Mm.
A woman doesn't need to defend her husband amongst other men. He should be able to do that himself.
Yeah.
But being
That's
a
not a good
husband,
look either, right, Pastor
yeah,
J? That's not a
no,
good
that's
look for a
not.
man.
Let me tell you, no. When we're having a conversation amongst men, and here come your wife because she felt you were slighted because you her son. Think about this: you're her
Hmm.
son, and we done figured it out, and you want to cover him, okay? Because you do think we don't know, but we already know. And here you come, and you make it worse.
Yeah.
Because now
Yeah.
4 minutes of talking, and here you come, butting in. And he knows it gets worse because he looks at you like, why'd you come over here? I was cool. If they was even talking about me, I was cool. We all talking about each other. It's cool. But here you come, mom.
Mama bear.
Here come Mama Bear. She got to
Step
defend her
on it.
baby.
Don't
Yeah,
talk about my husband like
you
that.
got to talk about my boo. This is my baby. You're covering him up. You're actually covering up the little masculinity that he does have.
That make it so much worse for him. That's so
It makes it
embarrassing.
so much worse for him because
Yeah.
the other males, we laugh
Yeah.
behind that.
Yeah.
You just made it 10 times worse for them because you couldn't stand for your HUBSON that you can't really stand to be found out. We
Yeah.
already know they move in a certain kind of way.
Hmm.
You told us you've exhibited on your face that he's not taking care of business like he's supposed to. And this has nothing to do with sex. We talk about the everyday struggles of life.
Hmm.
There is no real sacrifice with him. You are settling for him to do the minimum. I mean, because you get worn down to the point where, man, if he just cut his toenails and don't mess up your sheets, you good.
The minimum. You go and take out some
Yeah,
stuff, do something like,
yeah. He just go get a
oh,
haircut, take out the trash. You good
right.
because
Go grocery shopping without you asking.
no, he ain't gonna do that.
Oh, shoot.
No, he ain't gonna do that.
That's too
If he
far.
does go grocery shopping, he gonna come back with everything that he want and nothing that you sent him out to get.
Like,
And what
what
he's
is
going to
this?
do is get stuff. See, and again, he knows how to play it. Let me be a son and bring back stupid stuff so that you will say, I'll never let you go shopping again. It's not like they
They
don't know
know
what
what to
they're doing.
do.
They know what they're doing.
Right. That I don't have to
If
shop
you
no more
if
because
you try
you
to
do
make
it.
them do something, they'll mess it up.
Yeah. On purpose.
And on purpose, and they'll expect
Yeah.
you to cover it up.
Yeah.
See, that's part of that cloak and cover. Covering is you're covering this man. Cloaking is to the point that we don't see him, we see you. Cloaking is we know that you're going to intervene and tell him what to do. So what we'll do is we'll position ourselves to come talk to you before we go to him. I know some situations like that I went through in church. Whereas if you wanted to get something done, you would go to the first lady before you go to the pastor, because the only thing he's gonna ask you is, did his wife approve? Did his wife say it was okay? And his position is, if she says it's okay with me. But then he's sitting pounding on his desk talking about do you think my wife runs this church? To a whole bunch of females in the room, or males, or mixed group, and it gets silent, and I run this church. But you have shown us that maybe not so much.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know to go to her. We know to deal with her, because whatever she say, you good with. And sometimes it should be the reverse. I'm not saying it should never be like that, but I'm saying sometimes if I go to a man and he's a husband, I have an expectation that in the general principle of there's certain things he can speak for the family.
Yeah.
You know, he is the head of the household.
Supposedly.
And supposedly, but you know, you ones that got HUBSONs, you know, y'all the engine that pulls that train. But the weird part about it is some women like that. It just becomes frustrating.
Well, and see the thing about when you just said it, Pastor Jay, and the ladies that like that, listen, I know I can't do it, but I just think for those that can do that, do you really think they counted up the cost for real?
No.
Okay.
Again,
I just
the
had to ask.
HUBSON will always cost them more than they expected. Always.
Because they thought they could deal with it, right? They think they could deal with it.
They thought their alpha femalism could outpace the beta male. The only problem with that is he's still a male and he's a child and he thinks he's an alpha. Okay. So no matter what you do, that is correct, right, well thought out, well planned out, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. He like A, Q, S, P, L,
R, Y, Z.
Yeah. Yeah. His logic doesn't, his math don't match with you. And then he makes you feel guilty for mathing while he's not mathing at all. Because he built everything from his ego and lack thereof and his emotion. And he expects you, here we go back to cloaking, he expects you to cover, but he doesn't really want you to cloak, but he expects you to make up for it. So wherever he falls short, I know you women, you are ride or die woman, but most of you are riding and dying.
Dying for sure.
You're dying for sure. You done hopped onto the ride and you're dying. See, when you say that, you don't really want to admit that you didn't really sign up for the dying part.
But
the dying
you are
part will come like 30 years down the line, and y'all done raised your family and all that stuff. Maybe he gets sick and all that stuff. You know, things happen. But from the beginning, you've been pulling the train. You know, he can't even fill out an application without you. He can't go to the bank and do any banking. You know not to let him do too much banking. You give him a credit card and place a limit on it because you know that he's gonna spend too much.
And see,
you got to have. Hold on, you have to have separate bank accounts plus an account that he can go in, because what you did try to do in the beginning is have an account that all the money went in. But when he sees all the money, he doesn't worry about the bills being paid. He sees, oh, there's $500 in the account. And all the bills been paid. Let me get that, do something with it. Well, he's not doing something with it for the family. He's doing something with it to please himself. And you go in the account thinking you got a surplus to start paying the bills for next month. But now it's gone. And he talking about, that's my money too. And it's less money. And hold up. And his deposit is much less than yours. And that's his money too. So then what you do strategically in your mind, what you do is set up another account that you don't tell him about. And you know, you better not tell him about it, because he's going to have a fit about it. Or if you do tell him about it, he's going to always wonder what's in it. So then he's going to be hunting around trying to figure out what's in the account. And if you're smart enough to set up in a whole different bank, hide your cards, all of this, because you know you have a HUBSON. And some things that he does, you can't cover for him. You can't cloak it. It simply don't make sense. So you throw your hands up in the air, and I'm gonna tell you what it looks like in church. And you sit in church with a grimace and a frown on your face, because you don't know what. He don't even come to church. He tricked you on that one too. He got you. He used to come with you, but once he got you, not only does he not come to church to even satisfy your love of God and your love of your church, he's a HUBSON on top of that. So every time you leave the house, you a mother of a teenage boy, every time you leave the house with him in it, when you open your door, you don't know what you're coming into.
Right. Right.
You pray that everything is okay, that as you left him and left it, everything is the same.
Right.
But you'll come in and the house be full of smoke because he done turned on the stove, was gonna cook something and forgot about it, was cooking something and went and laid down and forgot about it. Now the house full of smoke, but he ain't moved. Or he done broke something and tried to fix it and hide it. Or he done went in your room and messed with something he ain't supposed to.
Or took something you're not supposed to, and then say, I don't got it.
And then lie.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, think about an adult male that's your husband doing that. You just never know. Every day is an adventure.
But it's not a good adventure. It's not one of the adventures you want to be a part of. It's not even like a Goonies adventure. It's an adventure that has no treasure. At the end of it is exhaustion, frustration. Yeah. Why am I with this person? But I don't want to be alone, in desperation sense, in like I'm,
But think about this. What he does doesn't necessarily rise to divorcing him. It just you have to settle in and hope and pray
that he'll change.
Or that you get to the point where you're so comfortable with it, as the song say, I won't complain. But it's all in your face. It's all in your tension. Every day. 365 days a year.
24/7.
You just never know. You never know what kind of conversation or wild idea you're gonna work with. You working trying to get ahead and get some moving your family forward, and he's talking about the next get rich quick scheme somebody told him. Okay, he want to take some money and invest it in something that he don't know nothing about because he heard. Okay, and what I'm saying to you is, let me tell you this: HUBSONs, I know some HUBSONs that are highly educated, but they can't be trusted. Bottom line, just like a teenage boy, you can't trust a HUBSON for real. And ladies, you know that.
Yeah.
Again, I know that you couldn't say this to him. I'm saying it for you. Play this back and walk out the room and let them be mad at me. And see what to let you know, if you get mad at me as a man by what I just said, you most likely a beta male HUBSON. Because what I did was take the cloak off, take the cover off.
Yeah. And reveal it.
Yeah. That's all. She not going nowhere. She doesn't have grounds to divorce you. She's just going to, get used to it. They get used to it.
Unfortunate. Because
they just get used to it.
How do you get used to something like that?
Easily, because you accept the minimum, and you understand that they can't do any better than that. And let me tell you something. For every woman I know that has a HUBSON, if I get a chance to talk to them, I ask them one question: if you knew what you knew now, would you have married them? And I've had nobody tell me yes.
Well, I'll say no.
Now, over the years we've been doing this. Now, think about how many years we've been doing it? 7? 5?
Yes, we've been doing it 7 years now. Yeah.
7 years we've been doing HUBSON. So that means in that 7 years, I've talked to a lot of women.
Yes, you have.
Okay. And not one of them have said that they would marry this guy again if they knew what they knew. Okay. Now that's the scary part.
Yeah.
If I knew he's immature, if I knew he was emotionally immature, if I knew he was being over bravado about himself, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done this.
Well, that's the part that's sad. But like you said, if they settle in, I don't know if I don't pray to God, never, because I had one HUBSON, that's good enough for life. I don't need another one. But I said, when their character doesn't rise to the level of a respectful, masculine person, I can't have that, because one thing that women do, they don't like a man who can't lead. You can't leave me on a paper bag, then I'm not going to listen to you. And that's one of the things that women tend to do. They tend to boss people around that they feel they have to tell them what to do, because a man's man, like, you don't have to tell me what to do. I already know. Like, we're doing this,
Right.
this, and this, and this. This is what we're doing. You don't have to tell me. I know. And then you have a person that this is the man that you're not doing this. We need to go here. We need to do this. You don't have respect for that person because they don't know what they're doing and they can't lead you. I ain't following you. So I'm gonna have to tell you what we're doing because obviously you don't know. So when you say they gotta settle in, then they have to settle into all of that stuff. Like, I'm going to have to be the one to tell him what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell him what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna have to hide this, like the mental acrobatics and all the frustration
Oh,
and the hiding that you have to do. It's that's I can't
that's
count the cost for that because there's no
yeah,
way. There's
that's
no way.
exhausting. And you said the
It
mental
is.
acrobatics because
Exactly.
you have to talk to them in a way that you can't be just straight with them. You
No.
got to talk to them about any situation in a way that doesn't upset their emotions. So you
Mhm.
can't even come to your husband straight about a situation. You got to coddle it, rub it, cook it up a little bit, put some sugar on it,
Serve
and
it up nice.
serve it up nice, and hope that they don't catch that you're trying to really get them to think. And if they do, now then they'll reverse it on you. You must think I'm a little kid. No, no, no. I just know how you are. What you mean how I am? See, now you done got trapped into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it's an adventure. That's the best I can say. It is an adventure. And
Well,
again, yeah.
well, after we've been talking about cloak and cover, I forgot the one that comes after this, but as we are getting to the wire and closing ourselves down in a few minutes, I just wanted to know if you wanted to give some of these ladies out here, like the ones that aren't with the HUBSON, because the ones with the HUBSON, they kind of just got to roll with the dice and just deal with
Right.
it. What about the ones that don't have a HUBSON yet? Do you have like a line of advice that they can? What are a couple of signs they can look for to recognize a HUBSON? Maybe
Well,
something that will.
we kind of covered it. It's one who's really emotional about everything.
Mm-hmm.
One is too over bravado. They wear their ego on their sleeves. They wear their emotion on their sleeves, and they're always trying to prove themselves not only to women but to other men. And their emotional stability is in how much people care about them or notice them, because they don't want to be found out as a hub son. Okay,
Yeah.
and you should feel. Do you really feel secure around them to not only in their presence to protect you physically, but is this a person that you can say, hey, I I'm on the same level with them financially, emotionally, thought process. Okay. And when I say education, I don't mean formal. I mean in intelligence, in just intelligence. They should be somewhere close to you. They should not be at the bottom. All right.
Yeah.
Because if you get at the bottom, that's what you get. And yeah, for the woman who gets that, yeah, you have to ride it out. You don't have any grounds because they tend to be real faithful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these hub sons are very faithful, and if that's your maximum requirement, then they've met that. After that, it's a crapshoot. So, yeah, women who are in that situation who are looking, just take your time and examine.
Yeah.
Examine. You know, a lot of women in the church have gotten fooled by these guys um, because they have become blood in the water. These guys who say they know God, they believe in God, and they'll come to church with you until they get you. See, you have to remember, they got you. You're one of God's righteous daughters. For the hub son, that's you a perfect person for them because there's a level that you would just suck it up, buttercup. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just the cross you got to bear. I mean, I have some women talk about their husbands is the cross they got. Now think about this: your husband is the cross you got to bear.
Horrible.
That's just but it's a fact. But a lot of times, I would say this with you alpha females. I've heard other females say this, and they say they don't want to. They're worried about alpha male coming in dominating them. Let me explain something to you. That is not how that works. In the jungle, in the lion, there's an alpha male and an alpha female. They don't have no problems. You know why? Because each one knows their role and they do it so well that the other can sit back and relax and not have to fulfill their role.
Because they're
I'll
both
say
on
that
mission
again.
together.
both of them on mission together, and they are comfortable in their skin, they're comfortable in their role, and they come together and make beautiful pride's alliance, because you have the alpha female doing her job, running the pride when he's not around, and then when he comes around, he does his job of protecting the whole pride. Okay, so they both understand their roles. And see, when you have a man and you don't know how to question him about what he think his role is, and you got to be careful, because he may lie to you, because he sees that you are the proverbial golden goose. So you got to be careful. You got to ask these questions. You got to feel them out. You got to watch how they move. You know, it's one thing. You know, one thing. You know, and this is just something else. It's like, okay, you meet a man who got children. You see that he spends a lot of time with you, but don't really spend no time with his children. But you ask him about his children, and he'll say something about the mother or this, that, the other. But he doesn't take the time to go after his children. Okay? Every weekend he's been with you, but he got children. And then what you do is decide to have a baby by this man who don't take care of his children. And what you think is that you're different. And then you'll find out that he really doesn't want to take care of his children. Neither does he want to take care of yours. And when you start trying to make him stand up and be the man that he said that he was, that he convinced you that he was, now he's all upset and ready to leave you, because you're not letting him be the child that he wants to be. I mean, it's some just basic stuff.
Well, see, those are the things that Pastor Jay shares, because he's always got words of wisdom.
Yeah, it's right into my book. Yeah, my book. Yeah, my book. I don't know if it's the right book. Is that right side of? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. This is my book. It's called Pastor Jay's Words of Wisdom. It was edited by Sister Yolanda Brown, Dr. Brown. It's by Pastor Dr. James Sutton. It's 80 words of wisdom for 2025, and we're not over with. I mean, I'm writing almost 2 or 3 a month. And this is something that, you know, if you want it, you can get it for any donation. So it's not a thing where I'm trying to make money or nothing like that. But it's really for my posterity, for my granddaughter and my son and my daughter, and anybody else who wants to read these words of wisdom. T, you've seen a lot of my words of wisdom because they're posted on Facebook. I mean, what do you think about them?
I think they're helpful. They're not just words of wisdom just for your, like, just in the Bible. They're biblical principles, but they are also practical for every day, like what you just gave here. And there's a lot of words of wisdom within our conversation here, but some of the things you just gave, those are some of the words of wisdom that you give on your YouTube and all the different places that you're on. And they're very helpful for the practical, like you talk about all these different things. So I would encourage people to go over to Walk It True TV to check out his words of wisdom, check out his IG, check out all those things, because you get the words of wisdom. And also he has a book, so you can grab them and have those copies too, but they are very, very helpful. So before you say anything, I want to give you a round of applause for that.
All right. And I want to tell everybody where they can, you know, if they want a copy of it, you know, you can look in the description box of the YouTube page and see the email is SUTTON, my last name 968@gmail.com. Just send me that you'd like a copy. And then if you want to donate to it, Cash App or Venmo, it's in the description section. But you can donate to 2 places on Cash App. You can donate to $ WITCFC, or directly to me is $ PJ Sutton on Cash App. So yeah, or Venmo or PayPal. So you'll see all of that. So like I said, if you want one, just send me something in email, and I'll make sure that we send it out. And if you want to send a donation in for it, it'll be great. But yeah, and then, you know, I got the other book, which is the complete Bible study lesson for John. That's what I thought we were talking about. But yeah, I have another book out, which is complete Bible study of John from chapter 1 to chapter 21. A lot of pastors, you know, they're doing books about their lives and themselves. No, I think we need to start doing books about Bible study. I think we need to do a book on a Bible study. So I have a comprehensive Bible study with also tests for the Gospel of John. First John, Second John, Third John, and I just finished the Bible study for Revelation. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff. And Sister Brown, Dr. Brown is my editor, and she's doing a great job by encouraging me to push this stuff out as Tanika wanted me to in the past. But now I guess it's time.
You know, other voices help you do stuff besides mine, which is great. I'm happy they are.
Amen. But then you have
Oh,
something. You got something going on. Tell us what everything that you have going on with your book and everything you're relaunching.
Oh, yes. Well, what's happening this Sunday is I will be at the Barnes & Noble in Peoria, Arizona, doing a book signing of course, my book, The Gift of Find God's Love, Guilt and Shame, Turn into My Shine. So if you want a copy, and you're going to be in Arizona, then you can come and get one signed. And you can get it on Audible if you want to listen to it. And also it's in digital form. So for those of you in Arizona, come and see me. I'll be signing books, real books in person. So I will let you guys know the other things that are coming up. They're not ready just yet, but that's the other thing that I have going on for this week coming up. So.
All right. Yeah. So please check us out. Check out our YouTube pages and all the places that we can be found on Spotify. Mine is under Walk of Truth Radio Network. T's under God's Gift Through His Word. We can be found everywhere. I mean, there's not a platform, mainline platform that we're not on. We're on Apple, Spotify, and all the others that you can think of. The 3 Facebook pages that I have. I think you have 2, right?
2
Facebook
what?
pages. Facebook pages.
Oh, I have a lot of Facebook pages. So just look for Tanika. There's a plethora of Facebook pages, but you'll find me everywhere.
Me.
So
yeah. So share. Once we get it out here in the YouTube, share with your friend. Again, I told you, ladies, this is what I want you to do. Come close. This is what I want you to do. I want you to take this and just play it like, put your phone down in front of your HUBSON and have it playing. And if he gets mad, he's a HUBSON for real, because he's taking it personal. But if the shoe fits, wear it. And I don't care about them being mad. That's
don't forget to turn the volume up, ladies, really loud. Yeah. Make it real loud and walk away.
Yeah, and let him listen, and then let him just go berserk about it, because if he does, that means he knows, and I just uncovered him and exposed him. But remember, ladies, you just want him to know that because you're not going nowhere. And I'm for that. If you like it, I love it. So stay where you at. I'm just trying to give you some sense of being where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get you, if you're going to be comfortable, let's get comfortable in being there, and let's not complain. Let's rise higher than where we are. All that good stuff. So, I thank you guys for tuning in. Walk of Truth TV on YouTube, and please check out God's Gift Through His Word on YouTube, and share. Hit that like button. Don't cost you nothing. Free 99. Hit the like, and we'll go from there.
That's right. And so we're going to get out of here. But before we do, Pastor Jay always says,
we always want you to be encouraged, blessed, and at peace, and walk in the truth of the Lord. And T says,
and I say, I always want you guys to remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. So you guys take care, and we are out of here. Bye, Pastor Jay. Bye, everyone.
See you later, T. See you, everyone.